Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Friday, October 26th, the penultimate day of the Keeneland Fall Meet. I'm Tom Leach along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development, as we take a look at the late pick four on the Friday card. No stakes race Friday. There's one of those left. That'll be the Hagyard-Fayette Stakes coming up on Saturday, and we'll have a podcast for that. But today we take a look at the late pick four that starts in the seventh race on Friday. And, Jim, where did you land here?
Well, this wasn't intentional, but I wound up going all inside. I went through the race, and my top pick is CV, the horse for Kelly Breen, shipping in from Saratoga after a little bit of a layoff. And I think he's got the controlling speed in here. There's another horse that may go to the lead. Tusk showed some speed last time out on a yielding turf course at Belmont, but CV has one running style, and that's go to the lead. And I think that Jimenez will fire out of there and take the lead here. And I don't know if he can carry it for a mile and 16th, but this turf course has been very kind to speed this year. So hopefully CV will carry that speed a long way and take these wire to wire. I'm going to use Tiger's Rule, the horse on the inside for Vicky Foley, who had a win here yesterday. Argentic, the French horse for Graham Motion, which has only had one start over here, and that was October 5th, was opening day, and didn't run much, got a lot of money, 3-1, bumped and bothered at the start was the line, so I think it didn't have a shot coming out, so Argentic has got a big shot in here. And I'll use Tusk just in case that horse has turned the corner and can contest the lead and maybe overtake CV. So I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 4 in here with CV, the 4-horse, being my top pick.
Well, I'm going one more gate out and going to the 5-horse. I like Vigilante a little bit. I actually was initially picked Tiger's Rule, and then the more I looked at Vigilante, the more I liked that one. I think that last race, there were some stakes caliber horses in there. I think the runner-up won a stake at Canterbury earlier this year. So I think that effort may be better than it looks on paper. I think he's won here. That encourages me to take a shot with him. And this is the third start for a new barn, so maybe they're starting to figure him out. Tiger's Rule I'm going to use from the inside. Thought he ran very well at this level on September 6th in that race at Kentucky Downs. Might move forward in the third off a layoff. Bird's Eye View, the 6, has caught some tough fields. I'm going to use him. And then Argentic for the reasons you mentioned out of the Graham Motion barn. So I'm just win pick on the 5, but it's within the race. I think I'll just play a 1, 2, 5, 6 exacta box and use all of them when we get to the pick 4. 8th race, I like a horse a lot in there, Cathedral Reader for Dallas Stewart. Dallas is not one known for winning first time out, and this horse was a decisive debut winner. And then they put her in a stakes race in the third start up at Saratoga, and they clearly have a high opinion of her ability. Leslie May made a nice move forward in the speed figure scale in the first race off a layoff, so I would take a look at that one. Laney, the 8's consistent, but I like Cathedral Reader a lot in the 8th. How about you?
I'm right with you. She was my top pick as well coming out of that allowance race at Churchill. Caught a sloppy track, but ran real well and got beat ahead by my lady Curlin. And she was a big favorite here the other day. I don't think she won, but she got a lot of money. And she was hung on the outside there, the 10 hole out of 11 in a 6.5 furlong race. So I think she moves forward off that. She runs back to her priorist form. I think she's going to be tough to handle in here. I'm going to use also the 8-horse you mentioned, Laney. Eddie Keneally here. This horse hadn't won in a long, long time, 0 for 2018, but got some ability and I think has a chance to get a piece of it. And the other horse I was going to use is the 4-horse Dulce Ride for Richard Baltus. Shipped out from Santa Anita, and Baltus does ship in here and win occasionally, and I think this horse probably fits well just on back class, ran into San Clemente back in July at Del Mar. So that's the 3 horses I'll use when we get to pick 4, but the win pick, I'm going right with you, Cathedral Reader, the 10.
The feature is an allowance race, the 9th, and give us your take on what I thought was a pretty well-matched group. 2-year-old fillies on the turf.
Well, I think it's and you had a strong opinion on the second race of the sequence. I have a strong opinion here. And there are a couple of angles here that I'm going to play. I like Speedy Solution, the 6-horse. They tried the horse in the Jessamine. Got beat 4 3/4 to Concrete Rose, which was one of the most impressive winners of the meet, and goes into the Breeders' Cup as one of the favorites for the juvenile turf. Juvenile Phillies turf. And I think that effort here, 4 3/4 lengths behind a runaway winner who won by 3 is very good. And coming off a maiden win, it was extremely precocious. The other angle, Kenny Ramsey, and wants to win the owner's title. He's ahead right now, and the last couple of days you got to look for his horses, and I think this horse is well meant here in this allowance race, and I'm going to actually single her in the pick 4. I think you can make a case for Slimy, the 2 horse. I think you can make a case for Boxwood, the Eddie Kennelly starter coming out of Kentucky Downs maiden win. No More Temper from Mark Cassey. I think you can make a case for a lot of horses in here, but I had to make a stand somewhere, and I just like the Ramsey angle, and I really like that Jessamine angle behind Concrete Rose. So Speedy Solution, the 6 horse.
She is on my list for sure, as is Lights Camera Action out of that race. She's been running in tougher spots, and I thought getting some class relief here, I definitely want to have her on the ticket, the 5. No Mo Temper was my just lukewarm win pick. I thought she looked good breaking the maiden last time. And it looks like it might be a tough field. The 7th-place finisher has come back to win. The runner-up came back and ran well at the meet already against, I think, maybe a tougher bunch. I'm going to use Peruvian Appeal for the Correas barn. They've been hot this fall. And then Boxwood I'm going to use as well. So I'm going 5 deep, actually, when we get to the pick 4. 10th race, Naughty Joker is my pick there. This horse was bet down to favoritism first time out on the turf at Kentucky Downs. Really wide and finished up strong. Wesley Ward excels on the turf to dirt move. I think it's 40%. So second time out, this horse looks like ought to be a really strong contender here. It seems like Catalano, his barn, fires with a young horse at least once during the meet, usually at a nice price. There's not a big price on the 4 here, but Alizi has really trained well, so I'm going to use that one. And then Ulili, the 3, just going to use that one because of the Brad Cox angle, and he has great numbers with juveniles and first-timers. So I like Naughty Joker, though, a lot in that race. When we get to the pick 4 now, I'm going to go with, let me find it here. I'm going 4 deep in the first leg. And that's 1, 2, 5, 6. Then just 5, 10 in the second leg. I like Cathedral Reader a lot. Thought about singling that one, but budget was enough that thought I'd throw the 5 in there as well. I'm going to use 5, 6, 8, 9, 12 in the feature, and then 1, 3, 4 in the last leg. So 4 by 2 by 5 by 3, $60 for 50 cents. How about you?
Got a little different structure here. I'm going to do the first leg. I'm going to use the inside horses. 1, 2, 3, 4, Tigers Rule, Argentic, Tusk, and CV. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Second leg, I went 4, 8, 10. I also like your horse, Cathedral Reader, there a lot. But I didn't single her, and I'm going to use the 4 Dulce Ride and the 8 Laney. So 4, 8, 10, second leg. I am going to take a stand with the Ramsey horse, the 6 Speedy Solution in the feature race. So that leaves me a lot of money to play with in the last leg. If I'm going to do this ticket myself, I might go all, because I really don't have a good feel for that. I like Naughty Joker, but I like some other horses almost as well. So I'm going to go 6 deep here with Naughty Joker, the 1, Eulalie, the 3, Alizi, the 4, same horses you mentioned, plus Crafty's Dream, who ran pretty well here October 12th. They're bringing her back for another race at the end of the meet. It was a 2 weeks rest, so Crafty's Dream is usable for me. The 9 horse, Lil Bay, for Chris Davis and Sophie Doyle off a bullet work, 47-1 here. That's going to be a price, but I think she's got a shot. And then the 12 horse, Take Charge Matriarch for Dallas Stewart. So I'm going to use 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 12. So my pick 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 with 4, 8, 10 with 6 with 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 12 for a cool $36.
Best of luck with your Friday wagers. One more day to talk about, and that'll be the final card of the fall meet, and we'll have another edition for that on the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.